Okay, and we're back, and let's see what we have here. We've got a circle. I should have written that A is the center. I did not, but A is the center. They tell us that A to B is 13. They tell us that C to D is 10. And we're just looking for this little length, A to E, which I'm going to guess is going to have to be less than 13. Why don't we pause the video, see if we can do anything with it, and we'll come back and solve it together. Alright, and we're back. So, first things first, you always want to look at what's given, try to fill in what you know, use what they give you, see what we can make with that. AB is 13, so we know that. If C to D is 10, and we have the radius comes in and is perpendicular to that chord, you may remember this rule from geometry that it's just going to split it in half. But to be perfectly honest here, if you weren't sure how it's split, they're not going to get too crazy with these rules here. It's a pretty good bet that it's going to split to 5 and 5. Now I think the problem is, I don't know if we have anything else. We know A to B is 13, but I don't see anything that can typically help us, not in the form it's in right now. And one thing everyone has to remember, this is very important, when these tests ask you for side lengths, I would estimate at least 90% of the time, it's Pythagorean theorem. And now you can say, well, that's really great there, buddy, but there's no triangle. So, on harder ones, we just have to create our own triangle. And a lot of times you're going to have to do it in a circle, as we have here. So in a circle, a very good rule of thumb in a circle is we want to try to create a triangle with a line or lines coming from the center of the circle. And the reason we want to come from the center of the circle, because that will allow us to use the radius to our advantage. And we just want to try to go to obvious places. Kids hear me say a lot, where's the most obvious line to draw? If I handed you the pen, where would you draw it? I think kids would probably figure out that you can go there, you can certainly go there as well. But now we know that's 5, we have that, and the question is, do we know the length of AD? And I say that we do, because they told us that AB is 13. Well heck, AD should be 13 as well, because they are both the radius of the circle, right? So now we know that is 13. Now we have it. It's just Pythagorean theorem, right? It's just going to be 5 squared plus b squared is 13 squared. I'll write that down. And as many of you know by now, that is a triple, a Pythagorean triplet, and b is just 12.